The soft click of the door opening was your only warning before his presence filled the apartment. Junkook stood in the doorway, backlit by the hallway light, breathing ragged. Practice sweat glistened on his temples, his black tank top clinging to every defined cut of his torso. But it was his eyes that froze you, dark pools of intense emotion, fixed on where you curled on the couch, drowning in his hoodie. You. The word was a raw, whispered growl, his voice wrecked from hours of singing. He closed the door gently behind him. 3 hours. 3 hours you didn't answer. Your phone lay dead on the table. My battery, I saw your comment. He crossed the room, his movements fluid but tense. Under T's post, Hyung looks good tonight. He stopped before you, his gaze holding yours captive. You call him Hyung just to get a rise out of me, your throat tightened. Junkook, it was a joke. His mouth found yours in a kiss that stole your breath. It was desperate, hungry, a claiming so intense you felt it in your soul. His hands came up to frame your face, holding you with a tenderness that contradicted the fire in his kiss. You don't joke about other men, he murmured against your lips, his voice thick with emotion. Then his hands were on the hoodie, and with careful urgency, he pulled it over your head. The cool air kissed your bare skin. You hadn't worn a bra. His gaze dropped, warming with pure, adoring hunger, especially when you're wearing my clothes. He guided you to stand, his hands settling on your waist as he backed you against the wall. One hand gently took both your wrists, lifting them above your head. The other found the button of your shorts, undoing it with deliberate slowness. Look at you, he breathed against your ear, his voice a velvet rumble. Already ready for me. Knew you'd be waiting. His lips brushed your jaw. Maybe I should make you apologize for even looking at another man. You arched toward him, a needy sound escaping you. Junkook. Ah. A finger pressed softly against your lips. Not tonight, baby. Call me sir tonight. Heat pooled, heavy and immediate, low in your stomach. Sir, good girl. The praise was a warm caress. He rewarded you by brushing 2 fingers against your lips. Get them ready for me. You obeyed, taking his fingers into your mouth, tasting salt and sweat and him. He watched, jaw clenched with restraint, as his other hand slid down between your parted thighs. His fingers glided through your slickness with a soft, intimate sound. Perfect, he breathed, his composure fraying at the edges. So ready for me. You love this, don't you? Being mine like this. You could only nod, whimpering around his fingers. He withdrew them from your mouth, glistening, and immediately brought them to your core. Take me. All of me. He pressed them into you, stretching you gently, his thumb finding your clit and circling with practiced, perfect pressure. Your legs trembled, but he held you steady against the wall with his body. When you come, he murmured, his mouth finding the pulse point in your neck, kissing it reverently. You'll thank me, sir. Understand. You nodded frantically as pleasure coiled tight within you. His fingers curved, finding that perfect spot. You shattered. Thank you, sir, thank you. He drank your cries with another searing kiss. Again, No, I can't, it's too much. He added a third finger, moving with deeper, more purposeful strokes. Yes, you can. For me, the second wave crashed over you, brilliant, overwhelming, leaving you breathless. You sagged against him, but he held you up, continuing through your aftershocks until you were boneless in his arms. Only then did he unbuckle his belt. The soft sound of his zipper was intimate in the quiet room. He was already hard, thick, and wanting. He stroked himself slowly, his eyes never leaving yours. You see what you do to me? He nudged your entrance gently. Every time, only for you. He pushed in just the tip. You gasped at the delicious stretch. Who do you belong to? Why, you, sir. He slid in halfway, making you cry out. Say my name. Junkook, all of it. Jeon Jungkook. He filled you completely, joining you in one smooth, deep motion. He stilled, his forehead dropping to your shoulder. His breathing ragged as he let you adjust to his presence. Perfect, he whispered, voice trembling with emotion. Like you were made for me. He began to move slow, deep strokes that built an exquisite rhythm. Each thrust brought you closer. Connected you deeper. He hooked one of your legs over his arm, changing the angle, hitting a spot that made stars dance behind your eyelids. Right there, you begged. Mindless with pleasure, he groaned, adjusting to hit that spot. With every thrust, this what you needed? Me loving you like this, making you forget everything but us. Yes, yes, come with me, he breathed, his thumb finding your clit again. Show me how much you missed me, how much you need this. You came with his name on your lips, your body clenching around him in rhythmic waves. He followed with a guttural cry of your name, spilling himself deep inside you. He held you there, against the wall, for long moments as your breathing slowed. Then, with infinite tenderness, he lifted you into his arms and carried you to the bathroom. He ran a warm bath, climbed in with you, and washed every inch of you with reverent hands. Later, wrapped in his arms in bed, his lips brushed your ear. Marry me, you stilled. What? He propped himself up, moonlight catching the serious certainty in his eyes. Someday, I want you forever. Officially. Tears welled happy, hopeful tears. Yes, he smiled that beautiful, bunny smile you loved, and kissed you softly. Good. Now sleep. As you drifted off, his fingers traced your hip lovingly. Mine, he whispered, always the morning after. You woke to the rich smell of coffee and the sizzle of eggs. Sunlight painted stripes across the bed. For a moment, you lay still, cataloging the pleasant soreness between your thighs, the faint, bracelet-like bruises on your wrists, the deep, claimed feeling in your chest. The bed dipped. Junkook stood over you, wearing only low-slung black sweatpants, holding 2 steaming mugs. He looked soft. His hair was damp, his face clean of last night's fury, but his eyes held the same intensity, now gentled by the morning light. Morning, he rasped, his sleep-rough voice doing things to you. He handed you a mug. Made it how you like. Criminal amount of sugar. You took it, your fingers brushing his. You remembered. I remember everything about you. He sat on the edge of the bed, his gaze tracing the marks on your neck, a flicker of satisfaction, a shadow of guilt. Hurts anywhere? You shook your head, smiling softly. Just feels real. He leaned in, kissing you slowly, tasting of coffee and mint and home. It is real. He pulled back with a playful smirk. Though you might be walking funny today. You swatted his arm, a laugh bubbling up. The sheer, warm normalcy of it, after the storm, was surreal. He pulled you up. Come on, eat. Then we're going out. Out, Junkook. It's a weekday. Work already handled. He shrugged, a mischievous glint in his eye. Hyung's covered for me. Manager thinks I have food poisoning. You raised a brow. And me, he grinned, that disarming bunny smile in full force. Might have told your boss you were indisposed. Attending to my personal needs. You choked on your coffee. You did not. I did. He looked utterly, unrepentantly proud. Now eat. His plans involved his sleek black sports car, the roof down, and the open highway escaping Seoul. He drove with effortless control, one hand on the wheel, the other resting possessively on your thigh. His thumb tracing idle circles. The wind was a roar, whipping away the city's grip, blurring everything into freedom. You didn't ask where. With him, you never needed to. He finally turned onto a secluded coastal road, stopping at a cliffside lookout. Below, an empty, private beach stretched out. The ocean a vast sheet of hammered silver under a moody sky. He killed the engine. Suddenly, it was just the distant crash of waves and the wind's whisper. Here, he said simply. You stepped out into the cool, salty air. He came around, took your hand, and led you to the very edge. For the record, he said, gazing at the horizon, I wasn't actually mad about the comment. You glanced at him. Surprised, he sighed, running a hand through his windswept hair. I was scared. Scared, he turned to you, his eyes laid bare. T does look good. He's T. And you're you, brilliant, beautiful, kind. The comment was nothing, but my brain, it spiraled. What if you realize you could have someone easier, someone less intense, less possessive and fucked up? He looked down, kicking a pebble. So I came over, and I acted on the fear. Instead of talking, your heart cracked open. You cupped his face, forcing those vulnerable eyes to meet yours. Jeon Jungkook. There is no one easier, because I don't want easy. I want you. The you who makes my coffee too sweet. The you who sings until his voice breaks. The you who kicks down doors, and the you who brings me to the ocean when the world gets loud. You leaned your forehead against his. I want all of you, especially the possessive, fucked up parts, because they're mine too. He closed his eyes, a shudder running through him. When they opened, they were glistening. He kissed you then, deep, grateful, and soul-achingly tender. Okay, he whispered against your lips. Okay. He led you down a hidden path to the deserted beach. The sand was cold under your bare feet suddenly. He took off, sprinting towards the water. Race you, he yelled back. A boyish grin on his face, you laughed. A pure, free sound stolen by the wind, and chased him. He was faster, but he let you catch him at the water's edge. The icy foam swirled around your ankles. He grabbed your waist, lifting you and spinning you around until you were both dizzy and breathless. Collapsing onto the damp sand in a tangle of limbs, he lay on his back, pulling you on top of him, your head on his chest. There you listened to the waves and the steady, strong beat of his heart. "I meant it, you know," he said softly, his fingers threading through your hair. "The marry me thing, I know. I'll get you a ring. A big, obnoxious one, so everyone knows. You don't need a ring for that. I do." His voice was firm, resolute. "I need the world to see you chose me, that I'm yours." He paused, his next words a gentle command. "Be mine officially. Move in with me. Tonight, you lifted your head. My lease, I'll pay it, break it, whatever it takes." His eyes held a plea that melted you. "I don't want to sleep another night wondering if you're safe in that apartment with a door I broke. I want you in my bed, in my space. Always." The future in his words was more overwhelming than any climax. "Yes," you breathed. No hesitation. The smile that broke across his face was brighter than any hidden sun. He rolled you over, kissing you with a joy so light and pure it washed away every shadow from the night before that evening. He helped you pack. It was quick. You didn't own much that truly mattered, just clothes, a few beloved books, and the framed photo from last year's company picnic, where he had his arm around you, smiling like you hung the moon. His penthouse was a study in minimalist luxury. All clean lines and breathtaking city views. Without a word, he cleared a drawer for you. Then half his walk-in closet. Then an entire shelf in his pristine bathroom. "You don't have to give up all your space," you said. Watching him, he stopped, looking at you as if you'd spoken nonsense. "It's not my space anymore. It's ours." He ordered your favorite takeout. You ate on the massive sofa, a bad movie playing, his feet warm in your lap. When a yawn finally escaped you, he simply stood, lifted you, and carried you to the bedroom. He laid you down on the side he declared yours and pulled you into the solid warmth of his chest. His last words murmured into your hair as you both drifted into the first night of your forever, or a quiet vow. "From now on, every door you're behind, I'll be on the other side of it, waiting for you."